Hi guys, this is Bailey from Iceboxauto, just showing off today's installation, which is on a Nissan Qashqai. Now, we have done Qashqai units before, but we've not done the OEM style unit, where it looks kind of like the original stereo that's actually in the car originally. This system is the Style 3 unit, so it has an 8-core processor with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, which is the gold standard for these units, to be honest. That's about where you want to aim for. This is the Android home screen, so on here you've got your navigation, you've got your FM radio, brakes with the steering wheel controls. See that there? Skip forward and backwards, will take you through the radio stations. If you need to tune the FM radio, and you just press this button for a second, and then it'll tune it in to the local stations around you. So yeah, just let that finish. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It's quite a bright day out, so the camera's not the best at picking up the screen when it's bright. It's a lot easier to see with human eyes, not a camera, if that makes sense. But yeah, there you go. So just tune the radio in, sound the stations. It does have RDS on, I believe. To switch that on, you need to go down here, RDS on, and now it should pick station names up. There you go. Yeah, so that's your FM radio. Go back home, close the apps on it just by pressing the boxes up at the top. At the moment, we might be a little bit too far away from our office to actually connect it, but you can see, you can pair it up to any internet connection pretty much. Going into applications, in here you've got all the apps that come pre-installed on the system. So this here is the unit's own application store, which is for updating any of the CAN bus settings on the unit, as well as some of the applications like your CarPlay or your Android Auto and so on and so forth. Auxiliary, that's for if you want to connect an external screen to it. Some people have like headrest monitors and stuff, or you might have a forward-facing camera that'll go in through that. At the moment it'll show no signal because there's nothing attached to it, but if you do put something with a video signal that uses either aux or kind of like your old-fashioned SCART leads, that's what that's for. Bluetooth is just the Android operating system's Bluetooth. So in here you can see pretty much all of the regular things you'd expect from any Bluetooth device. So in here you've got a keypad, this would be your call book if you connect up to it, this here would be your recent calls, that there is just your standard Bluetooth music, device name, password, Bluetooth reset, and if you want it to automatically answer calls or not. And then this is where you'd pair up to a device. I'm not going to do that just yet because I'm going to pair up to the Android Auto instead. Chrome is just a web browser. The equalizer is quite good on this system actually, so I don't actually have anything playing. I'll come back to that in a second when there's actually something playing. File manager, this is like a full file manager pretty much, so if you plug an external device into the system, such as a pen drive with songs or videos or applications that you can't get on the Play Store, like APK files, so on and so forth, they'll show up on this as like an external device here. Going back to apps, gallery, it's kind of the same thing, but for photos. Google is just Chrome. Google Maps is just Google Maps. Works like you'd expect it, but it does need an internet connection. So at the moment we're a bit too far away from the office, but I could either hotspot it from my phone or I could put a SIM card into it, and then that'll give you a data connection. And obviously once you've got data, you're able to use things that require the internet, such as Google Maps or Waze or Spotify or whatever you want to install onto it basically. Music, you don't need to worry about that one there. Music's just a built-in music player. Navi should probably just open Google Maps. Yep. Operation guide, this is just like a PDF that tells you how the system works, but that's basically what I'm doing on this video, so You don't really need to worry about that if you are going to get something like this done. But yeah, it says down here, general instruction manual for reference only. It's not an exact guide. It's quite generic for systems like this. Play Store, this is where you download applications to the system from. So if you wanted, instead of using Google Maps, to use Waze or Apple Maps, this is where you'd install that from. Radio, just your FM. Settings, there's tons of them. I'm sure if you've seen any other videos, I've probably gone through this already, but in here you'd have settings for like your camera and how the system actually operates in the car, and sounds, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of them, to be honest. Display settings, brightness, application settings, storage settings, a bunch of them, to be honest. Device info, so if you ever need to update it, we need like a photo of this here, pretty much. There you go, there's the specs on the system anyway. So yeah, you've got your 8-core processor, you've got your 4GB of RAM, your 64GB of storage, and then you've got like your build number and stuff, which isn't really necessary. Steering wheel controls, you don't need to touch them because it has a CAN bus box, but it just means that obviously your steering wheel controls will work. Touch assistant, this is like a little button that shows up, and then you can see that there. If you press that, it's like a hotkey, but generally we just turn it off. In here, you'll probably have the car's original language, so if it changes the language of the MFD display behind the wheel, that's where you do that. Video player is just like the music player but for films, and YouTube is just YouTube. Now, the last thing I'll show you is the CarPlay. So what I'm going to do, or Android Auto I should say, is I'm just going to quickly pair my phone up to it. So all I need to do is go to Bluetooth on my phone, find the device name, which is SYU Android. I don't know if you can see that. So I just tap that there, and then it's going to pair up. There we go. It'll give you a pairing request, but it won't actually give you the numbers on the screen. And then give it a second. You want to allow access to contacts and messages, and then once you've done that, give it 1 second. It'll flash my screen in a second. There we go. And then continue. And that there is basically my phone on the screen. So my Spotify and stuff's all working through this. There you go. Google Maps and so on is working as well. So because it's the Google Maps from my phone, it knows where stuff is pretty much. Waze as well will work. You can also use voice commands. So if I said like, okay Google, take me to Anfield Stadium, might not do it. The signal around our office is not very great, so that's probably why that's not doing it. But it does work. It's just, as you can see up here, I've got absolutely 0 bars of data, so that's probably why that's not working. Going across, yeah, so it's just your phone on the screen pretty much. I was going to show the equalizer while I've got some music playing. So we go equalizer. The speakers will go a lot louder.
The weekend at the college didn't turn out like you planned. The things that pass for knowledge I can't understand.
And you can fiddle around with how the audio actually sounds. So yeah, you've got a bunch of stuff to mess around with on this anyway. I'll mute that now. Close everything. But yeah, if you've got any questions about the system, or you want to get something like this done in your car, obviously just give us a shout. All our details are in the description of the video. And yeah, if you've got any questions, get in touch. Cheers, thank you, bye bye.